Hey, welcome to the Scoop with Barb. We are going to talk about these rumors that I keep hearing. Like I keep getting notification in people commenting under my shorts videos that Caitlin Clark's gone. She's left the WNBA. What is going on? Like I don't believe that. And we're gonna see why people are saying that. It's crazy. But if you want to talk about that, and we'll probably talk about some of the stuff that's going on, other things in the WNBA, because there's a lot of stuff. And we're right in the middle of the playoffs. It's going to definitely be the what is their name? New York Liberty, and they're already in. And then we've also got Connecticut and that team they're playing. I can't remember. But if you're interested in the WNBA stuff, and if Caitlin Clark's gone to Europe already, stay tuned.
Hey everyone, you're tuned in to the Scoop with Barb, bringing you the important updates and information you need to know. Let's get started.
So I'm trying to figure out, like, I kept getting these messages, and I'm like, she's not going to Europe. Everybody's like, Caitlin's going to Europe. Like it's a done deal. And I think that if you look at it, I think that Europe's already playing their ball right now, and they don't. Even if she went to play in Europe, that doesn't mean she's leaving the WNBA. You think she's going to leave the WNBA with that $28 million contract from Nike and her Gatorade contract and her whatever trading cards? All these things. One of her trading cards, a signed trading card for her Rookie of the Year award, brought in more than her salary this year, her base salary, which we went over salaries the other day and bonuses, right? Well, we went over bonuses. And it got Caitlin almost up to $100K playing just from court, just from being on the court, right? Playoff game pay, award pay, different awards that she got, all WNBA team, things like that. So I looked this morning because this has been going on all weekend, but I was doing other things and watching my Razorbacks beat number 4 Tennessee in football. But anyway, let's watch this video. This is maybe where people are getting this because they're saying it like it's true as well. So let's watch this.
Caitlin Clark has just dropped a bombshell that's left the entire WNBA in shock. After a season where she carried the league on her back, shattered records, and brought unprecedented attention to the sport, she's officially had enough and she's leaving. That's right, the WNBA's brightest rookie sensation is done, and she's not just taking a break, she's heading to Europe. Can anyone really blame her? This news comes after what can only be described as a tough, frustrating rookie.
Can anybody blame her? Well, no, you wouldn't blame her, but look, Caitlin Clark's goal in life, one of her goals in the second grade, she wrote it down. She wanted to be in the WNBA. She idolized a lot of these players. Some are still playing basketball because some of them have been around for like her life. And so why would she up and leave that? Now, granted, she got treated like crap this season by people trying to, I don't see that many hard fouls that don't get called, although I don't watch as closely. You got to admit, when it's your person or your team, you think they're getting more bad calls and more crap and all that. But they're after her. They're after her. And this has gotten out of hand and it's ugly. And I wouldn't blame her if she left, but she's not going anywhere. Y'all, come on.
Season for Clark. Despite her incredible performances on the court, where she not only helped the Indiana Fever reach the playoffs, but also transformed them from a team no one talked about into a must-watch event, Clark faced constant challenges. From the intense physical play to poor officiating and even accusations of favoritism due to her race, it seems like the pressure and negativity finally caught up to her.
Y'all, come on. Look, as much as she took this year, as much, I think that she's very mature in her ability to handle what's going on. And what I think happens is, and I don't know anything about it, but what I think happens is that they tell her, this is what's going to happen. This is what they're saying out here. I don't think she reads all that stuff, but I think she's got good people around her that tell her, well, because they're on camera a lot and you don't want to get a question just thrown at you that you're not prepared for. So you have to know what's going on out on the interwebs, out on the internet, and you've got to know what's going on so that you can have the right response. And she always does. She always is above the board. She never talks bad about other players. She never blames other people. One time she tiny bit talked about the refs, but said she didn't want to be fined. You can't talk about the refs. You just can't. Welcome everybody coming in. I see people watching, but not a lot of people in chat. But thanks for being here, Betty Dan Boop.
In recent interviews, Clark hasn't been shy about her frustrations. She's openly criticized the league's officiating, saying, "I feel like I'm getting hammered and opponents get away with things that other people don't." For someone who's been the face of the league, it's surprising the WNBA didn't do more to protect her. After all, she single-handedly boosted ticket sales and viewership to levels the league.
Why doesn't the WNBA protect her? Because I don't understand. She's their cash cow right now. She's the one that made the impetus for all these people to come in to sell out all these games that she's playing in all over the country. Her sales of all her merchandise is at the top. You should treat her with the utmost respect and kindness. Maybe not the other players, but the damn WNBA should be at least.
Had never seen before. Without her, the Fever and the WNBA are staring down a financial disaster. But the physical toll was only part of it. Clark was also on the receiving end of some harsh and unfounded criticism. Players like Alyssa Thomas suggested that Clark's popularity had more to do with her being white than her skill on the court, sparking debates about
what and why. Okay, everybody knows the WNBA has a lot of lesbian players, a lot of black players, a lot of black and white lesbian players. They've never, when did they treat, I don't know that they've treated the other white players. I don't know if it's about race, but it sure does seem like it's about race. If you go into any of my comments section on my last couple of short videos I did, it's like racism. It's a lot. And I think that some of it is about, you can't say it's not about race, but why in our world do we treat other people badly because of how they're born? Like, nobody determines their race. You don't determine your race. You don't determine your sexuality. Now, with the trans thing, you can say you're a certain gender, but you're a certain gender at birth and you're a certain sexuality, I believe, at birth, although sometimes it can be because of things that happen to you or whatever. But yeah, she's a phenomenal player, and I don't understand why everybody's so I don't know why we can't just celebrate that, right?
Racial biases in the sport. On top of that, during a crucial playoff game against the Connecticut Sun, Clark was physically targeted, including an eye poke that left her temporarily blinded, yet the refs made no call. It was clear that the WNBA's officiating wasn't giving her the protection she needed. Even though she was their biggest star, Clark did everything she could to keep her team in the fight, putting up 29 points, 10 assists, and 7 rebounds. But it wasn't enough. Her teammates struggled, making rookie mistakes and missing shots, leaving Clark out there to his.
Well, in all reality, Caitlin misses a lot of shots too. And I was watching the playoffs yesterday, kind of had the game on, but was listening to a friend of mine's live stream on YouTube. So I wasn't listening to the game, but the amount of rebounds in this league that get not rebounds, the amount of shots, layup shots, under the basket shots. I mean, I realize that a lot of times they're getting fouled, but the amount of these shots that don't go down, it's unbelievable. This is professional basketball. And if you can't hit a high percentage of those layups like that, something is wrong. Something is wrong.
Essentially play on her own. You could see the frustration building as the game went on. By the time the final buzzer sounded, it wasn't just the end of the Fever's playoff run, it was the end of Clark's patience with the league. And now, just a few days after—
Hey, Florida Catfish Channel, you must have just come in because I've said it a few times that my comment section on 2 shorts videos that I made have been people just blatantly, just, she's gone, she's left, she's gone. And I'm like, what? We're just trying to figure out, why people take a rumor and run with it like that. Of course she's not leaving. That's what I've been saying. Hey, Adams Odyssey, good to see you. I just don't even understand why people take a rumor. And on another issue, like I've been wanting to do and probably will do this week a video about the flooding and all the damage that was done in West North Carolina and East Tennessee, and how the stories vary, because one person comes on and does a live stream and seems perfectly reasonable, saying they're turning them away, and another one over here is like, everything's fine, and so I just want to look at can we just get the freaking truth? But no, that's what Florida Channel Catfishing, that's why we're here, because everybody's saying she's gone and she's not.
After that heartbreaking playoff loss, Caitlin Clark made the decision to leave the WNBA and play overseas. The announcement has left fans and analysts alike stunned, as Clark was widely seen as the future of the league. Her impact was undeniable, from boosting merchandise sales to drawing in 500,000 fans just to watch her play in person. Her jersey became the top seller in WNBA history, surpassing even legends like Sue Bird and Diana Taurasi.
Her jersey has surpassed these legends in sales. I mean, and then another thing is they talk about Caitlin's fans. They're scared of the fans and everything. A lot of these fans are little girls and little boys, little kids. They're not going to hurt you.
Clark was the face of their recent surge in popularity, and without her, the league is at risk of losing the fans and revenue she brought in. Indiana's games were packed because of her, and the Fever led, but with her leaving, those numbers are expected to drop back to where they were before her arrival. Clark's departure is also a wake-up call for the WNBA. They had a golden opportunity to build around a young star who was bringing in unprecedented attention, and they let her slip away. The league's inability to protect her on the court, coupled with the constant criticism she faced, created an environment where she felt like she couldn't thrive. And now they're paying the price. So where does Caitlin Clark go from here? Europe seems to be her next stop, and honestly, it might be the best move for her and skills. She's sure to be a star no matter where she plays. As for the WNBA, they're left to figure out how to move forward without the player who was their main attraction. The loss of Clark isn't just a key player.
She's not leaving, and exactly like Betty Dan Boop, the rumor mill, like it's like a game of telephone. These people really believe she's already gone. She's made the decision and she's gone. And it's things like this video that looks like to me, it's at least an AI voice. I don't know if it's AI. I mean, it looks like clips from games and stuff, but anybody can do that, but it's like a AI put together. Caitlin Clark's already gone. No, she's not. She's not gone. I keep putting that on comments. She didn't leave. She's not leaving.
It's about losing the buzz, excitement, and financial boost she brought to the league. Can the WNBA recover from this? Only time will tell. What do you think? Is Caitlin Clark making the right move by leaving the WNBA?
This is why people think that. I mean, this is the first video I came across when I put into Twitter X Caitlin Clark leaving the WNBA, and I got this video, and I'm like, well, no wonder people, because I mean, it seems realistic. You can hear anything and run with it. She's not leaving the WNBA. Even, like I said, even if she went to Europe and played, which I think they're already playing their season, and their seasons don't overrun each other. They don't go at the same time. So even if she went and played in Europe, like a lot of players do, that wouldn't necessarily mean that she's leaving the WNBA. And what other thing gave you a hint? What gave anybody a hint that she's leaving other than this? Yes, I think it's saying a bot channel. Yeah, Adam. And there's these people on YouTube that tell you how to build your channel and everything. And there's videos about how to make faceless channels, especially with AI. All you got to do is go in there. It's really easy to make these videos. I don't enjoy watching them with AI voices. I'd rather somebody stutter and forget their words like I do a lot than listen to an AI voice that can't pronounce the words right. You have, Betty? Are they saying it? You've watched a few that are saying that she's already gone, and do you know where those were or just see them? They do, Adam. They go overseas for money. She doesn't need the money. That was my thought a second ago, and I forgot to say it. She doesn't need the money. She doesn't need the money. She has a college degree. There shouldn't be any kind of student loans to pay back or anything. She got a college degree, going to college and playing basketball. Her parents are employed. She's not from a poor family. She's got a $28 million contract with Nike. She's got a Gatorade contract. She's got this trading card contract. She's got merchandise sales that she gets money from. I don't even know like what else she has. I'm sure a lot. But some of the players don't get all of that. And yeah, they could leave. But why would she leave at the top of her game? She broke all these records and now she's just going to leave? It doesn't even make sense. That's about Adams. That's about $3 million NIL in college. That sounds about right. I know she was making a lot of money in college. She doesn't need money. I mean, she's not out there like Angel Reese buying Birkin bags. You know what I'm saying? Like the clothes that they wear these games, I'm sure like when she went to when she was drafted and she had on Prada and she said nobody's ever worn Prada for the WNBA draft. Well, I'm sure Prada gave her that. Hey, of course they did. She doesn't need money. She doesn't need anything except a championship, a good game, protection from these referees, protection from the WNBA, somebody to do something to help her. That's what she needs.
Could the league have done more to keep her? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And if you're new here, make sure to hit that subscribe button for more updates on Caitlin Clark and the latest WNBA news.
On Angel's hand, I'm not sure. I heard she was getting her cast off, but I don't know if it's true. I mean, you can't believe anything. Obviously, after we just watched that, you can't really believe anything that you hear without some kind of backing of it. See, I mean, what is this? Sportivations. Caitlin Clark shocks the world by leaving for Europe after racist assault from Alyssa Thomas. Caitlin Clark's potential... they say that like it's a fact, and then in the second paragraph, they say Caitlin Clark's potential departure from the WNBA to play in Europe has shocked fans and analysts alike. Have you heard this? Like, have you watched any of the playoffs? Are they talking about Caitlin Clark's leaving? No. Caitlin Clark's not gone anywhere. Sportivations.
Live my life and do things that I want to do.
Here's what she said about
it's going to be nice,
in
though.
her
I think getting out of
final when she's leaving. It's an exit interview, but that doesn't mean they leave. They do end of the. They should call it end of the season interviews. And probably y'all saw this. I think we're just going to listen to the beginning of it because it's her talking about. We'll see. She's talking about what she's going to do now.
It's going to be nice, though. I think getting out of the spotlight and just getting to live my life and do things that I want to do, and not have to sit. And I love talking to all of you, but it's going to be nice to not have to sit in front of a microphone, multiple times a week. I really appreciate all of you, but it will be nice to kind of get away and relax for a little bit. And I appreciate everything you all do as well. So I thank you.
You got me down again.
That's the same. That's Sportivations saying that she's leaving. She's not going anywhere. Dale Conway, this guy over here on X Twitter, says a lot of new fans are upset at the level of physicality. It's not addressed by the officials and tolerated by the WNBA. Yeah, they could quieten a lot. He's saying that calling fouls, penalizing aggressive play, forcing dirty players out of the league would go a long way towards quietening some of the racist rhetoric. But I don't think that anybody that we know of, which comments, Betty, on these ones don't have a lot of comments. If Caitlin Clark had played, can you imagine what that would have been like? But there have been 15 hoops she would have had to jump through because FIBA doesn't care about ratings. They just care about growing the game outside the U.S. Oh, I see, Betty. This right here is talking about okay, let's just listen to this.
I wonder if the boys feel like it's not good enough for them to go do.
Yeah, you have to step down.
So we need to be loud about how, hey, we need to win.
No, seriously,
That's
you
a
know
gold
why?
medal, though.
If you want real talk about it, I'll tell you why.
Ooh.
Because FIBA doesn't really want the U.S. to do good at 3-on-3. They really want that to be for countries that can't field 5-on-5 teams.
Is that right?
And so they do all these things. Like they have all these different layers and layers and layers of things you have to do to qualify. I don't just mean the team. I'm talking about no play. Like Kyrie can't just show up and play. The only way you can play is if you play in 15 qualifying events. It's not 15. I'm just coming up with.
They're talking about 3-on-3 there, and I don't even think Caitlin's going to play on that other unrivaled league. They're going to play in Miami starting in January. Yeah, no, the WNBA doesn't deserve Caitlin Clark. That's right, Betty Dan Boot. I don't think Caitlin's going to join that. Look, even when Caitlin got her Rookie of the Year, did you see any kind of celebration for that? They told them at practice via the coach's phone on speakerphone that she had won this award. And I heard they FedExed it to her. This Rookie of the Year that brought in millions of dollars to the league, millions of eyes, all the revenue. Players are now flying to their destinations to play in private jets and not having to go to the airport and go through all that stuff that you have to do to go to the airport and security risk there as well. I just don't even understand. Just an example of Caitlin Clark's reach and how impactful she has been for women's basketball. One of the biggest sports channels in Greece was discussing her being cut from Team USA for the Olympics and also shading other WNBA players for how they have received her. This is Miss Worldwide.
Έχεις γεμάτο ΗΠΑ. Κόπηκε, αλλά νομίζω ότι και οι υπόλοιπες μεν καλές είναι.
Είναι εξαιρετικές και εντάξει, τώρα ήρθε από το κολέγιο. Οι άλλες παίκτες έχουν μια εμπειρία.
Like I can't. Low key, Caitlin and Angel should be on that roster. From a marketing standpoint alone, it's malpractice that they are not in the Olympics. She's big in. I don't know. I clicked on the wrong thing. Caitlin Clark takes a high road. I mean, you could say that after every press conference. You could say that after every time she gets knocked to the floor in a non-basketball play. Clark leaves for Europe. You are all effing stupid. No, you're stupid for believing that some rumor that you heard when you haven't heard her say anything about it. She hasn't posted on her social media about it. The Indiana Fever hasn't said, "Oh, we just lost our best player." Nobody's officially said it. She's not going anywhere. Yeah, that was back when she was in Iowa. She's not going. Adams Odyssey. Nika Mole was drafted out of UConn this year by the Storm. Immediately after season, left to play in Turkey, and in her first game, tore her knee up. It's not worth it if you got money. Exactly, Adams Odyssey. Nikki Mole tore her ACL. She laid in the floor, writhing in pain, screaming, yelling, crying out. Nobody was. There was no fans there, so it was like. It wasn't even like a practice here because there's so many people around for practices. Like, why would exactly? She's not going to leave and go to Europe and not have any fans watching her. I hate it when my phone rings. Excuse me. I don't even know if y'all could hear that. I have been covering women's basketball for 16 years. I've been to the largest ball events in the USA, in Brazil, and in Europe, yet I have never, ever seen anything like that. Not with Sue Bird, nor Brittany Griner, nor Taurasi. Caitlin Clark is the WBB unicorn. Women's basketball unicorn. This is people wanting her autograph. Wanting her autograph. Children, teenagers, adults. Hey, y'all want to send me to a game next year, next season? I would love to go watch Caitlin in person. I don't know when the schedule comes out or the tickets become available, but yeah, I would love to go to a game and cover it. Like watch it and enjoy it. It was an empty arena and the audio is heartbreaking and horrible. Yes, Adams Odyssey, it was horrible when she got hurt. Women in Iceland have started hosting Caitlin Clark watch parties at a local pub, even though most games start at 11 p.m. or midnight Iceland time. Can you imagine? I go to bed I go to bed pretty early, and a lot of these games start at like 8:30, 9:30 my time, or 8:30 my time. I don't stay up for those. Yeah, I've watched this one. It just says Courtside Club with Rachel Demita. WNBA players are quitting to play in Europe. Okay, first of all, they're not quitting to play in Europe, although some of them have left since the season. You play donkey basketball, Betty Damboot. In her Seattle Storm exit interview, WNBA player Gabby Williams warned the WNBA that they are going to lose players if they don't increase salaries. Will WNBA players quit and instead go to play overseas? Today, I take a look at the current state of WNBA salaries. Yeah, I think they need to pay them more, but a league that's losing money can't really afford to pay players anymore. It's not going to work. Adams said fans were banned from the night before. They were throwing flares and fireworks on the court during the game. Oh, I see, Adams. That's why no fans were there. Our team was awesome. Yeah, if anybody like I want to go to a game, and I think the closest to me would probably be it would be when they played at Dallas. That would be probably easiest for me to get to. She's canceled going to Denver and Boston, but never fear, she's still coming to Europe. Caitlin's not going to Europe. She knows full well the WNBA needs her. She does not need the W. When her rookie contract is up, I'm betting my money she takes her game to Europe. No, Mr. JB. Okay, now they're saying when her rookie contract's up, which is a 4-year contract. No. Hell, if anything, she would quit playing basketball. No, not Caitlin wouldn't quit, but after 4 years of playing, making millions of dollars, no telling what contracts are to come. If I were Caitlin Clark, I'd leave the W for Europe. I'd let the W die. It's horrific death. Well, you're not Caitlin Clark, and she's not going anywhere. Kath Neal arrive at Clark and support the whole team. Yeah, look, she didn't make the USA team. She should have. And if you remember, the USA team, they played the All-Star team, and the All-Star team beat them handily. And then the USA team went and won a gold medal. So, they had no reason. They already knew they were going to, chances are they were going to win a gold medal. Yeah, I just don't understand why everybody's saying that. And they're acting like it already happened. Oh, look, next month, Caitlin will appear at a women's leadership summit. She will play in the Wednesday Pro-Am sponsored by Cambridge. She's going to play golf. She's going to go play golf. Look at that. Yep. And then she's going to be like, well, I hit it right. Like, why didn't you call a foul? I like her attitude. I like the way she plays. I like to watch her. Asia Wilson was the player of the year and didn't even make the finals. And like people are saying she was chosen before the season to be most valuable player of the W this year. Oh, look, this is Caitlin in high school. Caitlin in high school. Right here. What do y'all think? Let me see. Some are quitting, but they don't have money or sponsorships. Yes, Adams. Odyssey. The people who go overseas to play, and really after what happened with Brittany Griner and like the marijuana cartridges that she had, I don't know. I just don't think that I would want to go overseas. Why would you want to go overseas if you didn't need the money and go over there and get hurt? Yeah, she probably would make a great coach, Betty Damboot. William Film said the season is 44 games next season, and it'll be 50 by the end of her contract. She is growing the game. Yeah, the more games they play, the more money that comes in, and then you've got the playoffs, which can last, let's see, 3. You got 10, like 13 games. That's like a mini season. the playoffs. It's crazy over there like soccer, Adams. So then after she won, and what was weird was when she won Rookie of the Year, why did it take them so long, like, to announce? And why was it kept a secret? It wasn't a secret. We already knew she got it, but yet they told her during their playoff games when they were in Connecticut. So it would have been their second game, right? I think it was during their second game. It might have been the first game in Connecticut for the playoffs. And we didn't hear about it officially for a couple of weeks. So here's what Nike did. Is there a rookie record for rookie records? They put this big banner up. She did get a lot of records over the season. She broke a lot of records. And yeah, and they put this big banner up, but there's been talk that they're not putting her shoe out yet because they've got to get Asia Wilson's shoe out first. Stuff like that. I don't know if any of that's true. Like, I don't know. Look, if Nike wants to give me $28 million and then not put a shoe out at a certain time, I mean, I'm sure it's all written in a contract. You don't sign a deal for $28 million and not have a lot of fine lines. The NBA being far more supportive of Caitlin Clark than the W will never be funny. Who's Paul Pierce? Sorry, my doggies are playing. For her to bring the team where it was in 1 year to the playoffs is already success. These are, I guess, are NBAs.
If you don't have Caitlin Clark's the new it. Let's keep it 100. Like, if you don't have let's keep this 100. If you don't have a long ball, and I'm talking about the long ball, I'm talking about the 26, 30 feet. If you ain't doing the Steph Curry, if you ain't got none of that long ball in your game, then yeah, you're gonna be behind. Because I think what not only distinguishes her from that shot is her being consistent by hitting that shot, going left, stepping back. Don't matter how 26, 30, 22 feet, don't matter. Feel me? So she's setting a precedent on what we watching. The long ball is part of the game now. You know what I'm saying? It ain't so much anything else. It's playmaking and long ball. And she does both of those on a high level. She makes a lot of those girls around her better. And her influence on the game is impeccable. So, we got to give it up, man.
I think she finished like 4th in the MVP.
Man, she growing the game, bro. And we don't want to give it to her. Wait till Paige get here. I'm waiting on Paige Becker. Shout to Paige Becker. I'm waiting on all them girls who got that long ball.
Juju.
Damn. Yeah, man. Yeah, I'm just sitting back with the popcorn popping, man.
The girls' game is going to continue.
Listen, straight up and down. I'm watching volleyball. I'm watching all the girl sports that are growing at a great talent. It's growing at a great development of that talent. I'm watching it all straight up. But yeah, man. Caitlin Clark, listen, you're going to have to take your lumps early. The really, really, really crazy ones, special ones who gets on a special team and get on the ride. But this is how your cadence, all that shit, your desire, all your dreams, it gets beat up. I always say, man, you're gonna fuck it up before you get it right. And if they get put out the playoffs tonight, it's gonna be a great learning lesson going into the summer. Because the only thing in the summer you're thinking about is how you got exited, right? And then you working on it. Then y'all on the phone. Then conversations. Once this start and we start working out together and all this stuff, like that's where this will start. So when you see them players get up there and they grab their awards and they start crying, it's because they got their ass beat so many times to get to this point and then finally won. So you know what? This is part of the process, man. You're gonna be better from it. You know what I'm saying? But shout to Caitlin, man. Shout to Miss Reese. Shout to everybody who's growing the game, straight up and down.
For me, like, just making the playoffs for them was a success. They ain't made the playoffs in 8 years.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So, you're gonna take your early lumps, but for her to bring that team to where it was in 1 year, to the playoffs is already a success now.
And people know them too. You know Indiana Fever.
And they gonna get better. They got the girl Boston there. That's young. She in her second year, and they coming. They coming. I don't know if it's gonna be next year or the year after, because I think we're in the middle of a dynasty, and with Vegas. We're in the middle of their dynasty, and the Liberty ain't they in the middle of their prime. So the league is in a good place, and Caitlin.
The league is in a good place if they do the right things with it. Adams Odyssey said she's driven. She wants the W records. She will always have money. She will change the game. Yeah, Adams, she's already changed the game, and I agree. I think that the W is going to have to really screw up to not take this and run. And if you look at the Indiana Fever, let's just talk about that. They've already changed. They've put a former president has come back from the Pacers to Indiana. They've already demoted Lynn Dunn, who's old enough, like she's way old enough to be retired, but they didn't outright fire her, but they demoted her to advisor or something. I don't know. And they have a new general manager. So a lot of people think they're going to fire Christy Sides, and I don't know if they're going to do that or not. I really don't. I really don't know if they're going to fire her or what they're going to do. They try to give out the postseason awards at your first home playoff game. Unfortunately, the Fever didn't have a home playoff game. I see, Adams. I see what you're saying. Huh. Well, they still in person gave these awards like to other players. But yeah, they did it at their playoff games. I don't know. It seemed like a real downplay to me. One won a ring at the Boston Celtics, Paul Pierce. Was he the one on the right or the left? So let's go over here. Let me see what I did a poll over here. I did a poll over here on my channel. And it was about Christy Sides. Do you think Christy Sides will be coaching the Fever next season? The answers were no, she's fired. Yes, she got them to the playoffs, and I'm not sure. So 45% of people are saying that it's 80 votes, not that many votes, but 80 votes. I appreciate everybody who voted. It's still up if anybody wants to go vote. It says no, she's fired. They don't think she'll be here next season. 45%, which is the most. And then, yes, she got them to the playoffs. 39% think she's still going to be here. And 16%, I'm not sure. Now, my opinion is, you didn't see the poll. I don't see a lot of community posts, Betty Damboot. I really don't see very many. I have to go to a channel and then look at their community tabs a lot of times to see them. A lot of people think that with the moves the Indiana Fever have made and the people above the coach, a lot of people think she's, that the whole season that Christy Sides should be gone. A lot of people have been saying, fire her. And then she got Coach of the Month 1 month, and she took a team from 2016, hadn't been in the playoffs since 2016. In her second year, she took last year's team. They improved. They've had back-to-back first number 1 draft picks with her and Aaliyah Boston. I'm not sure what happened over the Olympic break other than the team gelled and they got rest. But I think they really came together as a team after that. And I'm not sure exactly what sides did to do that. I have not been one to want her fired. I don't like people getting fired when they're succeeding. Now, you can't, like, why would you fire her when she got the team going? But the thing is, well, for one thing, I don't make that decision. I'm not in power there to make that decision. I think that if they've got their eye on another coach and they can get that other coach, then she'll be gone. But I think it's going to make them look really bad if they, not that they care, but if they fired her right now after what the team accomplished this year. And yes, they have the last 2 first round draft picks. They have Caitlin Clark. They should have done really well. They should have done better in the beginning, but like, she was tired, and players have to know each other, and she had to get used to the speed. She had to get used to the physicality. All these things had to happen for them to be successful. And so I'm just on the fence. Like, I don't think they should fire her unless there's things going on that I don't know about in the background. Adams thinks if they were going to fire her, they probably would have done it by now. Yeah, that's a consideration. The only reason, and one reason that I hesitate on that is, are they waiting till after the playoffs? Is there a coach that, again, you don't just want to fire your coach and not have somebody else lined up. Christy Sides had never been a head coach before. She's new to the W, pretty new to, I mean, she's been around the W coaching, but I don't know. I think that if there's another coach they're trying to get, who wouldn't want to come coach Caitlin Clark? Well, some of these other coaches that have been negative towards her we don't want them to come coach her. But I think it all depends on, I don't know, you make these big moves above the coach and you don't do anything about your coach. I don't know. I'm on the fence with that. Definitely on the fence with that. But I'm sure there are other people who think she should be gone. Let's see about that. Christy Sides is so delusional. She's focusing on the 3-pointers hit by Team Dub with the best. See, I don't even like, let's see what the latest is. There any rumors going around? We need the Caitlin Clark charity golf event. Yeah, I don't think that she's going to get fired. And like I'm saying, the only reason that I think that she might get fired is if one of these playoff coaches that they think they're going to get, or, maybe they're trying to talk somebody into coming, like Cheryl Miller. I mean, Cheryl Miller would be a fun coach, but it could be they're trying to get somebody. See, Matt Monroe saying what I'm saying. They're looking for. Matt, don't you think they're going to have somebody in place before they say bye-bye? Because when you fire a coach, it can cause problems with players. And the other thing is, they've got the expansion draft coming up, and then the regular draft coming up. So Lynn Dunn said they're going to lose one really valuable player to the draft, because the draft team gets 12 people. They got to make a team. And so every team, there's 12 teams, so every team's going to have to lose somebody. And and you've already had Christy, what's her name? The little girl that played, the one that played in the she started at the first of the season. She's already left. unless they're trying to bring Stephanie White back after she out of the playoffs. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It could have been they're trying to get one of these playoff coaches to come in. They're trying to talk somebody into coming in, or there could be a reason why they haven't announced it yet because of the playoffs or because of that draft coming up. I think that the Fever's going to be fine with the draft. I think that it's all going to work out. They're going to have a great team. What player wouldn't want to come play with Caitlin? Only somebody whose ego is so big that they don't want to be, all the attention going to another player. But, you're playing with this great player that passes to you and helps you make your game better. I would love to play with her if I was playing basketball. So I don't know. I think that they probably will. I can't say they're going to keep. I can't say they're going to keep Christy Sides because I don't know. But you're right. I mean, it could be they're looking for her replacement, or it's too late. I don't know. I mean, Arkansas football's wanted our coach gone for a couple years because the team hasn't been good. And then Saturday night, they beat the number 4 team in the country. So he's got job security now, unless something really crazy happens the rest of the season. They have a winning, they have a lot of tough games coming up, but they beat the number 4 team in the country. So his job got saved for another year. And being new to the league, Adams, so Stephanie White was the coach over at the Fever before, and now she's, you think she'll come back? It could be. I mean, I don't know. Again, I'm going to watch that and see what happens. I wouldn't be surprised if Christy got fired if they brought in an experienced coach from the W. But I think that she paid her dues and has brought the team up 2 years, back to the playoffs. That was their goal. Of course, their goal would be to win a national championship. Lynn Dunn said a few weeks ago, before she got demoted, that they had a 3-year plan and that now they're into that winning the championship. You got to go through a lot to win the championship with the playoffs the way they are. I would imagine CeCe Boston and Kelsey Mitchell would have a say. I think you're right, Adams Odyssey. I think that they will definitely. It's professional. I definitely think that if CeCe wanted her gone, or and there was another thing that happened, but if CeCe wanted her gone, or Boston, no. I think it's mostly CeCe. I think Kelsey Mitchell's very happy with playing with Caitlin. She said she'd always be in her backcourt. Does that mean they're going to always play together? It's not really her decision for that to happen, but sources say that Christine Brennan has filed a complaint against DeWanna Bonner after Bonner challenged her questioning of Dejanay Carrington. I just saw this. If you remember this, here, let me share that so you can see who we're talking about. This lady right here on the right. This is a reporter who asked Dejanay Carrington, did she mean to hit Caitlin Clark? And I don't know if y'all saw, I'm sure y'all saw that, but I can probably pull it up real fast. I had made a short video about it. When she got asked if she hit Caitlin in the eye, here. This is the I gotta share this again because oh, I gotta go over here. Hey, James Eddington, and Sorry. Oops. I got to do this again because I undid it. And I just want to share this clip with y'all because we're going to talk about what I just saw, what just came up. And I didn't have the sound on for that. All right. So now we're going to look at Caitlin Clark says black eye is better. Dejanay Carrington on trying to make a play on the ball. I hope this is the right.
Say to the crowd of people that think a hit like that was intentional and maybe even more
It wasn't intentional by any means. You just watched the play. It wasn't intentional.
All right, thank you.
Now, you didn't watch the play. It wasn't intentional. Okay. If Caitlin Clark had come out and said, yeah, that was intentional, she tried to take out my eye, well, that would have been the downfall of Caitlin Clark right there. She has to go, oh no, she didn't mean to do it. She can't be truthful about that.
Caitlin.
And kind of swatted at Caitlin. Did you intend to hit her in the eye? And
now this is the thing that I was just talking about. There's been a let's see. Okay, this is the lady asking the question. She's a reporter, and this is Bonner on the left. And sources say that Christine Brennan has filed a complaint against DeWan. Okay, this reporter on the right has filed a complaint against DeWanna Bonner after Bonner challenged her questioning of Dejanay Carrington. And now we're gonna go see what the question was. All right. There we go.
And kind of swatted at Caitlin. Did you intend to hit her in the eye? And if so, could you just, or if not, either way, could you talk about what happened in that play?
I don't even know why I would intend to hit anybody in the eye. That doesn't even make sense to me. But no, I didn't. I didn't know I hit her, actually. I was trying to make a play on the ball, and I guess I followed through and I hit it. So obviously it's never intentional. That's not even like the type of player that I am. So yeah.
Did you and Marina laugh about it afterwards? It looked like you did. It's later on in the game that caused you guys laughing about it.
No, I just told you I didn't even know I hit her. So I can't laugh about something I didn't know happened.
With the increased attention, obviously, on the W this year, obviously you and everyone else are under a lot more of a microscope. Just how does that kind of play into kind of more of the vitriol you've seen this year, especially like on social media?
I mean, we all see it. It is what it is. I think that at the end of the day, I know who I am, and I know, what type of person and player I am, and the people who know me know that as well. So you could give the homeless $1 million, or you could steal $1 million from a rich person, and they're going to find a problem with both of them. So it is what it is. People are going to talk, but like we've been doing all season, we're going to keep talking on the court.
What do you think of Caitlin Clark?
So let's see what people are saying, because I didn't know that a reporter could file a complaint. So I wonder who they filed a complaint with. Christine Brennan needs to be banned from the W media. No, she doesn't. The WNBA should file a complaint against Brennan, and she should be banned from going anywhere near players after this. That's line draw. No, what did she do wrong? What did she do wrong? But yeah, why is the journalist the one filing a complaint? I don't even know if she filed a complaint. Who's she going to complain to? Yeah, this person says filed a complaint with who? The W? Because they complained about you too. I don't know a reporter could file a complaint against a player. So that's interesting, though. I would like to follow up on that and keep an eye on that. Adam said White was an assistant at Fever when they won the ring, and later a head coach, now at Connecticut Sun. This league has a defamation of character problem. I expect more complaints and lawsuits. Hey, VVS, welcome. The Fever team and Caitlin should file lawsuits for all these empty accusations of racism. That's the only way this league will smarten up. BVS went on to say these WNBA players can't handle criticism. They immediately label it racist or some phobia. Dante Taylor says, laugh out loud. I'm a black Cece fan. She gets more support from black guys than black women. Yeah, we talked about that, Dante. We talked about that over here on my channel one day. I was sitting right here live, and people were saying, Caitlin has a lot of black male fans. The WNBA supports her. A lot of the WNBA players, a lot of the NBA players support her. And there are a lot of channels in support of Caitlin Clark that are run by black men. So I don't know why everything has to be about race, but yeah, you can be any color and be a fan of another player. I have players that I've supported, especially in college, that I followed along the way, and they're black or white. I mean, I don't look at a basketball player and say, "Oh, I like her because she's white." No, I like the way they play basketball. And Dejanay Carrington, in my opinion, she's a great basketball player, but she's also overly aggressive, and I believe she lied about hitting Caitlin Clark in the eye. She knew she hit her in the eye. This needs to be reworded because it sounds like you have sources as well. Maybe interpreted wrong. Putting via Sarah Spain first would have helped. Who is she? I don't know. I don't know. I mean, I used to be a journalist, not in basketball, but I just don't. Let me see. Via Sarah Spain. Sarah Spain is uneffable with ESPNW, host of Good Game with Sarah Spain on iHeart. I don't know where she said this because, again, I don't really I'm not sure how you file a complaint. I don't think that's true. Now, if Bonner did something more than just mouth about something. Dante says, haha, it was on purpose. All the dudes I play adult baseball with said it was on purpose. Oh, really? Why would you turn your hand down like that? And why would you think you didn't even know? I think she would have been better off to just say, I didn't know, I didn't mean to hurt her or whatever. To say that she didn't even know she hit her. Hello. So I don't believe Carrington, and I'm not going to sit here and act like I'm not a fan of Caitlin because that's why I'm even here in watching the W. But yeah, just that caught my attention that this Sarah Spain was saying that, let's see what Brittany Griner's up to because she's trending. Brittany Griner got 9 years for a puff of weed. Well, no, she didn't actually. She actually got out, but I would not. That's something that I wanted to say. They said that Brittany had those cartridges. Perhaps you can use marijuana in in Europe, but they do drug testing in the WNBA, and you can't have marijuana in your system. And it's marijuana has a long, it stays in your body a long time, right? Especially in fatty tissue. And so if you're a heavy user of, everyday user of marijuana, it doesn't just disappear. It takes a good couple of months to get out of your system. So Brittany Griner said she used it for pain management, which, a lot of people do. A lot of Arkansas, we have medical marijuana licenses, and you have to have certain criteria to get that to get these cards, which I'm sure that a lot of people get them and don't have chronic pain or this, all these things that it's for. Well, yeah, Betty Dan Boop, there are ways to get it out of your system. There sure are, but earlier in this, near the, I guess, last 4 or 5 games of the season, somewhere in there, Erica Wheeler said she just had her 3rd drug test, and it was after a game where she was especially active on the sideline, and she says that they just think she has too much energy or something, and she got drug tested I think they can do it up to 3 times in a season. So all I'm saying is that if Brittany Griner uses marijuana for her pain management and carried it to Russia, how does she not use it for pain management during the season? And you wouldn't use something to get rid of it you'd have to do it every day. You wouldn't know when they were going to drug test you. So maybe during the W she doesn't use it, but that was just a question that I had about Brittany Griner's marijuana use. And I obviously don't care because I have my medical marijuana card here in Arkansas. Hey, Bones, good to see you. Y'all, Bones, After Dark Coffee and Crime is actually in a, she made the big time. She is in a documentary. Way to go, Bones. So yeah, that's all I got today. I just wanted to talk about Caitlin's nobody has left. Caitlin Clark has not left the WNBA. She's simply on a break like the rest of the WNBA, except the ones in the playoffs. If she were going to go to Europe, we would have heard about it by now. She's not even if she went to Europe, that doesn't mean she'd left the WNBA. There's no way Caitlin's leaving the WNBA, and people need to quit saying that. Just quit, because I've gotten so many comments on my shorts. She's gone. She's left. Too bad. The nobody's going to watch anymore. Nobody watched before she came in, y'all. So, I wouldn't put it past the WNBA higher ups to be sending her money. Don't go. I mean, you just never know. And thanks for everybody. Oh, thank you, Betty Dan Boop. I appreciate y'all being here on a Monday morning. Well, it's Monday morning where I am. My mom, Betty Dan Boop, for modding for me. And look for me this week to, on a different note, I want to look into some of this stuff that people are saying about the hurricane ravaged areas in North Carolina. And we're going to look at who's telling the truth, like what's going on. I've got some friends in the state here who are gathering supplies to go to the area and take things, but they haven't left yet. And I want to know what's going on now. And now there's another hurricane. Last night they were saying was going to be at least a category 4 hitting the same area in Florida that the last one did. So, it's hurricane season, but I want to look into who's lying here. And we'll probably do some more WNBA this week. But again, I appreciate y'all being here, and we'll see you next time. Have a great day.